Hello, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, me Mudahar, and getting sued is one of those things where it's scary, it's annoying, it's a lot of money, but honestly, if you are right and the principles are with you, you should absolutely stand up to yourself, stand up for yourself against online bullying, okay? Now, I would say years ago, I was actually, out of all the people that I've ever covered on my channel, I can tell you that there are maybe two individuals that are actually unhinged. Now, I'm not going to be naming any individuals in that specific instance, but one story where me and a good friend of mine, Nexpo, were involved in, yeah, that was a situation where somebody that we were talking about literally hired a private security firm to send us a docket, a possible legal threat, if you will, too. Now, at the time, I was pretty scared. I was like, ooh, lawsuits, this isn't right. I didn't have the money to fight it, to be honest with you. I didn't really have the ability or know how to navigate that in trouble. So I decided to calm back down and basically just capitulate, because that's honestly the only thing I knew what to do. Nowadays, if some scumbag threatens a lawsuit, oh boy, we gonna go all the way, all right? It is what it is. We're gonna bring the truth hammers to the party. But ladies and gentlemen, to understand, this is not a situation where I hope the actual person we're talking about will sue me. But let's start off with the beginning of the story. There's a YouTube channel known as Primink, okay? Primink is a channel with 1 million subscribers, and they cover various figures on the internet. Now, to give an idea, Primink is a channel that covers internet culture, internet stories, and there's a bit of crossover with the type of people that I've looked at. Individuals like Marina Joyce, for instance, who basically had an entire arc on the internet that left basically everyone shocked, all the way from the biggest channels to the smallest channels were basically talking about the wildest situation. But if you're looking at this one blurred thumbnail, this is going to be a part of the video that we're going to keep going forward. I'm not going to show this individual's face, okay? Because apparently they've been using the DMCA system to scare the heck out of people, stop any form of criticism, and shut down videos critical of their crappy behavior. So I don't give any of these scumbags a fucking inch. And I swear to God, if this video gets hit with the DMCA, we're going to fucking legal warfare, okay? God damn! But anyways, he made a video where he titled it, "The Influencer Who Faked Everything Is Stalking Me." Now he talks about an individual known as Lily Jean, and to give you an idea, this whole arc started 4 years ago, okay? So in the time frame it took for people to entirely graduate from a college program, a bachelor's program, that's how long this person's life has basically been getting ruined by this one crazy faux celebrity. And I say faux celebrity because we're going to be diving into a group of individuals on the internet that basically bought and faked their followings, allegedly, and try to make themselves look like they're Hollywood's next star child, when in reality, only 30 people have ever fucking seen the crap that they make. So a couple of weeks ago, Primink starts hitting up YouTube, because apparently if you want YouTube to ever really do anything at points, you pretty much have to talk to them over social media channels. And they basically say, a creator on your platform, Lily Jean and Laura Truman, who is apparently Lily Jean's like mother manager at this point, has spent the last 4 years abusing the copyright system to not only take down videos or channels, but also to dox and harass dozens of channels. Could you please take a look? Now, I really like when, YouTube gets involved in situations like this, because I hope it allows YouTube to learn. See, I wouldn't be talking about the situation if there wasn't massive consequences, right? When you have situations where creators are DMCAing other individuals, the problem is personal information gets shared around. And this is an issue with the YouTube DMCA system and many online DMCA systems, where personal information is basically shared around, and what happens with that personal information after it's been delivered to both parties, sometimes it can be nefarious. People can get access to someone's personal private information through the use of tools like this. So for instance, Primink basically says, here's a picture of my entire legal name, which is not public, being shared with multiple creators through YouTube's copyright system. So allegedly there was a chain of emails that were basically sent regarding multiple creators under the same umbrella strikes, and what had happened was their information was effectively being shared around with people without any form of consent. So in this email, it says that YouTube, or since April, this creator, allegedly Primink, has created a hostile environment for myself and my family. My family and I filed a report to our local police due to her continuous harassment and threats on social media platforms. For example, last week on Instagram stories, she taunted my family and instigated fictional battles. She writes to come for her and creates fictional battles like Lily Jean versus Cleor, which in a free Palestine era and Ukraine war era is perilous for a Russian Jewish woman. My family and I have taken recourse to block her and not respond to terrorist tactics, actions that have caused distress and fear for my family's safety. Her video was seen by many people in the United States thanks to the content farm base coming from blank, who is the owner of the Primic content farm. Now, if you don't know the term content farm, it's not exactly widely known, but I guess I'll give you the exact definition for it. A content farm is a website or company that creates vast amount of content that is usually duplicated and low quality, written specifically to fulfill algorithms and rank highly in SERPs, which is again search engine optimizations. I would rarely say that a lot of YouTube commentary channels that do actual deep dives and researches into these topics and apply their own fucking actual expertise and understanding of these systems do not fall under content farms, okay? We're not AIs generating shit. We're actually people that look into this kind of stuff and apply our own research and logic into it, okay? This is one of those weird allegations that gets thrown around. And honestly, the term content farm, you probably have never heard of because its usage isn't exactly that widespread. But let's go down even further. So they start detailing their creators. For instance, an email that they write to YouTube is, my life is put in danger every day because of Mr. Blank stealing my work and using it as a copy. Again, this is a fundamental flaw with the copyright understanding. Okay, you can use other people's content in a fair use manner, okay? Obviously, you can sue anybody for anything fair use related, but if you literally use somebody's content and apply all 4 aspects of fair use, you should relatively be fine. Sometimes YouTube steps in. I know that I get bullshit DMCA strikes from fucking pissed off creators, and YouTube will sometimes just step in and say, no, what Mutahar did was fair use, so we're just going to not honor this BS DMCA request. Now, maybe that's because I'm a larger channel and somebody is actively watching something when it goes through versus somebody that is a smaller channel and maybe YouTube just automates the DMCA request through. Maybe there's some different weighting that goes on, but yeah, fair use is a fucking thing. People who oftentimes bring this up don't understand that their content is used in a fair use manner. You can be critical of people on the internet. Point example here. If somebody re-uploaded an entire video of mine without any form of commentary or criticism, I could easily DMCA it. If they made a video crapping on me and used portions of my content and then talked about it in an actual fair use manner, nothing I can do about it. That is legally their right to discuss, okay? So anyways, the cover photo is entirely my copyright work on transformed Lily Jean 2019 and has a registration number of VA 00023222490. So that is, of course, their face, which I'm blurring out because I don't want to give this scumbag an inch to actually take down this video. I've had several content creation agencies now follow suit with copycat videos. For example, Jelly Smack, which is owned by, again, full names being shared around to each other. And of course, they cite Primink, for instance. Most recently, I've had to have their defamatory piece removed. They cite Primink. And then, of course, you've got the actual name of the owner of this Anna Oop channel. You've got Sunny V2, owned by the actual full name. And of course, Primic Material. And for some reason, they also throw Mark Cuban under the bus too. Just anyone they can. It really doesn't matter. These actual emails written to YouTube or involving YouTube's actual legal team is filled with fucking unhinged schizophrenia. So what is really, really downright scary is Laura Truman right in this situation. She says, I need to ask all of you for your kindness in continuing to spread the word about my daughter, Lily Jean's relentless online cyberstalking and abuse. There's no place in the world for neo-Nazi organizations that spread hatred, lies, defamation, and slander with one goal: to hurt and harm. I am about to introduce you to one of their members, a 27-year-old man who's profited off of my daughter's name and image for the last 4 years. His name is, and again, I should probably censor this because maybe this didn't properly get censored right, a person from the, again, a country unlisted. And of course, they start to list Facebook accounts and everything. They have made numerous videos on my daughter for their YouTube channel, profiting under this corporation. And again, they list the actual business corporation. So
What's the most egregious about this is the entire mention of this person's family and their Facebook profiles, which obviously is designed to send targeted harassment towards people that are completely unrelated to the situation. Now, obviously, this is off-platform behavior that should absolutely be judged by YouTube, and it's not acceptable no matter what platform you're on. And I don't know what they were thinking by doing any of this. It's just a completely terrible look.
So what's really wild about the situation too is obviously if you're some idiot on the internet who doesn't like any criticism and you decide, yeah, I'm going to start mass flagging and deleting and copyright striking people, because here's where it gets really shady. If you go to YouTube right now and you just look up like Lily Jean, what is it, copyright strike, for instance, if you just look this up, you'll find that there's plenty of actual creators that have actually been hit with copyright, strikes, for instance, right? This individual right here is complaining about a copyright strike. Plenty of other users are complaining about the same situation. And again, this is all from years ago. So even if one YouTuber is safe from the copyright strike and YouTube steps in and says fair use is fine, other creators are not. And look, I haven't seen these people's videos, so I have no idea if it was actually fair use or not. But given how this person has been acting, I'm going to be more charitable to the actual content creators versus the wannabe Hollywood loser. So again, in this situation, YouTube should absolutely step in. Abusing the copyright system is harmful to YouTube. And there really isn't any question about that. It's just how this works. So what's a wild turn of events is because of how much this person tried to hide themselves, this is what we call the Streisand effect, okay? Where now more and more people talk about it, okay? Now some fat Linux worshiping gamer on the internet, me, is talking about it, okay? And again, in this situation, a reporter by the name of Stephen Asarch, who writes for Passion Fruit, made an entire article talking about this individual, Lily Jean. So what's really wild about this long article that I highly recommend you guys read, because it does shed information on this specific person and their shitty behavior. It turns out, according to old Steven here, not surprisingly, that story was removed from Google search because of a DMCA copyright strike. So if you could share the article and give it some love, that would be really helpful. Now again, there is nothing in this person's article, and again, I'm not a lawyer, that I've read, which would constitute a shitty DMCA strike. This is another example of somebody who just wants any form of criticism removed off of the internet, and they go down actually issuing legal takedown requests, okay? Which these things have a real fucking implication on. To give you an idea, I'm not joking when I title this video, "This YouTuber might sue me." If I make a video and I show this person's face or any of their content, they can DMCA strike my YouTube video, okay? So to give you an idea, this is a YouTube DMCA strike form right here. So here you can see that obviously they're asking you, who are you? Are you yourself, or are you somebody that's representing, maybe a lawyer? You give your copyright owner name, you give your phone, you give your information, and then of course, blah, blah, blah. Then you basically send either a 7-day notice, or you basically send an actual strike that just removes the video right there and then. And of course, this is a form that YouTube provides because YouTube is operating under the safe harbor provisions. YouTube has to give options like this in case somebody uploads actual copyright breaking content, and YouTube, as soon as they receive this, are legally required to process it and take down the video, okay? That is what YouTube does. That is the game that has to be played, and it's not just YouTube doing it, every platform does it. So you can't blame YouTube for having a system. They have to provide a DMCA system in general. The problem here is when you file a DMCA request and you send it over to somebody else, they receive the request and you have a couple options. You can either say, okay, I'll take it up the ass and call it a day. Or, if you sent it to me and I feel like my content does not violate copyright, then I send a counter notice back to you. Now, that counter notice, if you don't respond to it in a legal fashion, YouTube will honor me and put my video back up because you didn't bother to respond to it. Now, the response the actual accusing party has to do is send notices that they are suing you in a court of law in the United States or whatever jurisdiction for copyright abuse. And at that moment in time, it becomes a legal case. Now, we've seen this time and time again through numerous YouTubers, one of the most famous ones being Ethan Klein's actual copyright case on YouTube. Now, initially, when he was getting sued, he thought maybe it would have been easy, right? You just prove fair use and you're out of it. But it cost Ethan Klein tons of money, tons of time, and again, his case was so interesting that it actually created a landmark for, again, online copyright claims on the internet. And it is referenced in US law whenever this kind of stuff does get brought up. The issue with this stuff is going to court is, again, time consuming, very costly, and it's honestly bad for your health, okay? The amount of stress that somebody goes through under a lawsuit is insane. So this is one of those situations where, again, if you're a smaller creator that has criticized somebody and they threaten you with a DMCA request and you feel shaky trying to fight it, people are just going to take all of the bullshit and never fight back. But when you do fight back, be prepared for an actual costly battle. So yeah, looking into this Lily Jean person, the wild thing about it is like they're basically faux celebrities. So again, you go to their Instagram page and it's like 1.1 million something followers. So you think, whoa, this person might be a fucking big deal. And then you start to obviously look into who they are. Maybe they have like a crazy massive YouTube channel. And then you find out, oh shit, they're like 22.8 thousand subscribers. So pretty massive discrepancy in followers, right, between each other. And again, all they basically do is produce, you know, shitty trailers, clips, content that maybe they think could one day get them inside actual film studios and whatnot. Primink's video discussing this situation where apparently they're involved in winning BS awards and recognitions is something to go down into, because really it's about building this fake celebrity status that eventually one day you hope Hollywood or some legitimate form of media entertainment will pick up and think, whoa, this person's a fucking celebrity. Let's give him a multi-million-dollar TV deal. Almost never fucking happens. And that's the weird story that they try to sell to themselves in order to keep doing this shit. It's literally the quest to get famous by faking it until you somehow make it. What the hell is this? I can't access their award page? Access denied. Oh, dude, it's because I'm using a network-wide blocker. Well, thankfully, I know exactly how to get to these websites. Let me just throw it into a virtual machine here real quick, and bam, I should be able to see exactly. Oh, no! Why have I been blocked? So anyways, I just decided to like take a video recording of the page before it blocked me out. And what's interesting about the awards and honors over here, it's like, for instance, one of the trailers that got sent in was this award-winning best trailer. Nomination screening here. The Trapper Trap, The Rise of Princess Glamourite. And lo and behold, it's actually something that's entirely available on YouTube in like at least one short trailer or something. Or at least 9 minutes of something on their channel. And then you look up like, oh, what's this film festival? It must be huge, man. Is it like TIFF or something? And then it's like, oh, okay, it's this one Stingray International Film Festival. And you go over here and it's like, oh, they're in Paris, France. You go to their like website here real quick and it's just like, oh, here's the International Film Festival. And I don't want to dog them or anything, but it's like, you go to the FAQ, it's like, where are we based on? We're Paris-based film festival. What kind of event we organize? We organize the event online. Where can I submit my film? Film Freeway. How will I receive my e-certificate? Via 3 to 5 business days? Via email. Okay. There you got like Lily Jean. It's like, it was an amazing first win for the cast. And I, for a film, wrote that was intended to make people laugh. We got so excited. March 2024. You go over here and it's just like random award winners. And then you go to their actual website over here, for instance, or like their Twitter feed. And it's just like you scroll down a little bit and it's like they're retweeting like AI art and shit. When it comes to actual films, it's like, boy, I would imagine the creative community would probably laugh pretty wholeheartedly at this situation. But anyways, yeah, one thing is definitely for sure, I wouldn't be really ragging on somebody for whatever it is. Even if you're faking trying to get into Hollywood, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Tons of people fake their Instagram career, social media profiles in order to get somewhere in the industry. And whatever, if you wanted to hold somebody's feet to the fire, you might as well hold 100 other feet to the fire. But where the issue really is the misuse of this tool. Now, according to their emails, and I highly recommend you watch Primink's video, when it comes to actually, interacting with anybody on the internet or making videos on them, sometimes you can come across somebody so seemingly unhinged that the amount of years that they spend in basically communicating with you, YouTube's legal, and basically abusing, in my opinion, the copyright system is something that can cause the most undue stress, and it's actually something that breaks YouTube as a whole. false copyright strikes have a consequence for every creator on this platform. When there is a misuse of the tool, it can cause severe issues for people who just want to make critical content in general, or any type of content, period. When people can just willy-nilly mass flag or claim other users' videos. And when it comes to going to court over this kind of stuff, it's one of the things that I've discussed. Going to court actually puts fair use into a pretty dangerous minefield. It puts it into a pretty dangerous battleground. If for some reason the courts decided to side with Lily Jean, her brand of abuse could basically become legally backed in some case. And that is a super confusing mess that, again, I'm not a lawyer, I can't really jump into it, but misuse of these tools, and again, putting livelihoods in danger because you can't take criticism, has actual net negatives for everyone involved. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, wild, crazy situation, and it's a perfect example of the Streisand effect, because it's not something that I would have heard of if it wasn't for the almost near felonious use of the copyright tool. That said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.